Welcome to Next Game Playbook. I'm Dax Nolan, ready to dig into the strategies that help us, well, win big. Not just in work, but everywhere.
And I'm Naomi Kale, here to break down those complex ideas into insights you can actually use.
Together, we're Next Game Playbook.
Yeah, the show where we break down strategies, insights, and tools, basically to help creators, brands, and thinkers win that next big move.
You know, I've been thinking about this lately. Perception versus reality. We chase certain things, right? Like being indispensable, the person everyone turns to. Imagine someone saying, "You're just so good at everything."
Or, gosh, I don't even know what we'd do without you.
Exactly. And look, those sound like pure gold, don't they?
Yeah.
Like the ultimate compliment.
Yeah, it definitely feels like validation.
A badge of honor.
Yeah.
Proof you matter. But
Yeah.
what if that badge comes with a hidden weight? What if being that capable isn't always the blessing it seems?
It's a really interesting paradox, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. We're digging into a piece that just went up on the Next Game Playbook blog. It's called The Dark Side of Being Too Competent.
Such a great title.
It really is. And it's quite thought-provoking. Seems to resonate with a lot of high achievers.
Oh, absolutely. It definitely hit home for me.
So the article basically explores how those very qualities that make competent people stand out, their skill, their efficiency, just their mastery.
The stuff we admire.
Exactly, how those things can kind of inadvertently build walls around them. It suggests that these strengths, if you're not careful, can lead to some surprising challenges.
Like what?
Well, things like immense pressure, a really profound sense of isolation, even burnout.
Oh.
And it's really important to this isn't about complaining, not at all. It's more about acknowledging a reality that's often, silent, unrecognized.
Seeing the whole picture.
Right, looking at the full spectrum of what high competence actually means beyond just the praise.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The first big thing that jumps out is just the sheer weight of becoming the go-to person. We've all seen it, maybe been there, right? You're the one who always delivers, solves the tough stuff, has the answer.
Yeah, feels great initially. So validating.
Totally, but the article really shines a light on the heavy price that often comes with that, the unseen cost.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how that competence, it just acts like this magnet for tasks.
Yeah.
The article calls it never-ending demands. People just instinctively turn to you, and not just for the big strategic things.
For everything.
Exactly. Even the minor stuff that maybe others avoid or just don't know how to deal with. And look, it's not just about being busy. It's about an overwhelming workload.
Right.
It stretches you so thin, there's hardly any room left for your own growth or learning new things or, well, just having a life outside work. That unspoken expectation, it just becomes this assumption, oh, you can handle it. You can handle everything. It's this constant flood of responsibility. It's exhausting. And kind of subtly, it can even limit you because you're always solving the known problems, not exploring anything new.
And that creates this huge internal pressure, doesn't it? The article talks about the fear of letting others down.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone relies on you so much, there's this constant, background hum of anxiety, fear of failing, or just not living up to those super high standards you've set.
Or that others now expect.
Right. Implicitly expect. And that pressure, it's just immense, almost paralyzing sometimes. It often shows up as perfectionism. And here's the kicker, right? It leads to this weird inability to delegate.
Why is that, do you think?
Well, because you think nobody else can do it as well as me. Or maybe I can't risk it not being perfect.
So you just take it all on.
Yeah. Which just makes the workload worse. It traps you in this cycle. You feel this deep personal responsibility for everything succeeding, even stuff that isn't really yours.
Like carrying this invisible backpack.
Totally. Filled with everyone else's expectations everywhere you go.
And that invisible weight, well, it often leads straight to another really big challenge. Maybe the most insidious one. Isolation.
Oh.
When you're constantly operating at such a high level, it can, without you even meaning it to, create this real gap between you and your peers.
I can absolutely see that. It's almost like your success itself becomes a barrier, which is such a tough pill to swallow.
It really is. And one way this shows up is what the article calls the perception of effortless success.
Right. Like it just comes easy to you.
Exactly. Others see your achievements and think you just do it. Magically, almost. They don't see the hours, the planning, the mental energy.
Or the setbacks you push through.
Precisely. And this misunderstanding, it seems harmless, but it means there's less empathy when you do struggle.
Because why would you struggle? You're brilliant.
Right. That phrase, oh, of course they handled it, they're brilliant. Sounds nice. But it actually erases the hard work. It makes your struggles invisible, puts you on this pedestal.
A very lonely pedestal.
It's very lonely.
And if people think it's effortless for you, well, they're certainly not going to feel like they can relate to your challenges or even offer help.
Which naturally leads to that limited peer connection.
Yeah.
It gets genuinely hard to find people who really get your perspective or understand the complexity of the problems you're wrestling with. When you're always the most knowledgeable person in the room, that kind of intellectual connection, that camaraderie, it's just scarce.
You feel alone in your expertise. That's what the article says.
Exactly. You're craving someone who speaks your language, someone to brainstorm with or confide in or just relate to.
Yeah.
But those connections, often hard to find in your immediate circle. It's this quiet kind of loneliness, often right in the middle of a busy, high-pressure place.
And sometimes that quiet loneliness, it can turn into something worse.
Unfortunately, yes. The article points out that high competence can sometimes breed resentment and misunderstanding. Yeah, from people who might feel overshadowed or maybe even intimidated by what you can do.
That seems incredibly unfair.
It is. And look, it's not always malicious. It can just stem from their own insecurities, or maybe they just misunderstand your intentions or the effort involved.
But the result is?
You might find yourself subtly excluded, left out of informal chats, or sometimes even actively undermined, just because your skills make others uncomfortable instead of being celebrated.
Wow. That's a really disheartening thought.
It's a real consequence, though, and it just deepens that sense of isolation.
Okay, that's truly sobering. And speaking of tough realities, another big area the article covers is the risk of, stagnation and burnout.
The cruel paradox.
Right. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Being exceptionally good at what you do can actually, over time, lead to professional stagnation. You'd think the opposite.
Totally counterintuitive, but it makes sense when you trace it. If you're always the expert, always solving the same kinds of problems.
Your learning curve flattens out.
Exactly. Opportunities for real growth can just dry up. This is the lack of challenging growth opportunities. You get assigned tasks you've already mastered over and over, instead of being pushed into new areas where you can actually stretch and evolve.
Really bored.
Bored, yeah, but also this feeling of being underutilized, even though you're swamped.
Right. Overworked but under-challenged.
Precisely. And for high achievers, who are often driven by learning and mastery, that creates this really deep dissatisfaction. Your skills aren't growing, they're just being used repeatedly.
And when you pile that on top of the constant demand, the internal pressure, the isolation, it seems like a direct path to burnout.
It's almost inevitable. The article calls it the path to burnout, and it paints a really clear picture.
How so?
When you're constantly giving more than you have, without enough support or real recognition or chances to recharge, your energy reserves don't just get low, they vanish. That passion, that drive that fueled your competence in the first place, it just turns into exhaustion, apathy even.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Symptoms like, chronic fatigue, maybe cynicism about your work, a noticeable drop in how effective you feel, even if you're still outperforming others.
Those are alarm bells.
Huge alarm bells. But they often go unheard or ignored until it's way too late. It's like this silent epidemic among the most capable people because they're often the last ones to admit they're struggling.
Wow. Okay. So if any of this is sounding familiar to you listening, if you felt that pressure or the isolation or, the edges of burnout.
Recognizing it isn't just important, it's the absolute first step, crucial.
Right.
And the next step, just as vital, is actively figuring out strategies, ways to manage these downsides and build a more sustainable, fulfilling way to be competent.
Absolutely. This isn't just about spotting problems. It's about empowering yourself.
Yeah.
So what does this actually mean for you? How do you navigate this stuff? The article gives some really practical strategies.
Yeah, it does. The first one, and maybe the most crucial skill for highly competent people, is 1, set clear boundaries and learn to say no.
Easier said than done.
Oh, definitely. Especially for the go-to person, but it's not about being unhelpful. It's about knowing your capacity, being firm, politely about your limits. The article stresses that saying no, or even just not right now, isn't weak. It shows self-awareness, strategic thinking, a commitment to quality over quantity.
So you have to prioritize.
Actively prioritize tasks that align with your real goals, and strategically delegate or defer the rest when you can. Think of it like protecting your core asset, your energy and focus.
Okay, that makes sense. But it's tough, especially when you're wired to please and perform.
Totally. Which leads to the second strategy, 2. Seek out true peers and mentors.
Find your people.
Exactly. Actively look for individuals who operate at your level or maybe even higher in your company, your industry, professional groups, wherever.
These aren't just colleagues, though.
No, these are connections that can give you that rare intellectual spark, genuine understanding of your challenges, that shared experience that fights the isolation.
And mentors.
Mentors are invaluable. They can guide you through the complexities of more advanced roles, help you see around corners, offer wisdom from their own journey through this dark side of competence.
Okay, that's proactive. What's next?
Next is 3, advocate for your development. Don't just wait for opportunities to fall in your lap.
Or assume your great work will automatically lead to growth.
Right. You have to proactively seek out new challenges, new learning experiences, projects that will genuinely stretch you, get you into new territory.
So speak up.
Definitely. Communicate your aspirations clearly to your boss, your team leads. Ask for responsibilities that foster growth, even if it means stepping outside that comfort zone where you're the established expert. Your development, that's ultimately on you. It's your leverage.
And this next one feels really important for just staying sane. 4, practice self-compassion and celebrate small wins.
Oh, huge. Highly competent people can be incredibly hard on themselves, those towering standards. You have to remember, perfection. It's not real. It's unattainable. And making mistakes, that's normal. It's actually necessary for growth.
So cut yourself some slack.
Basically, yes. Acknowledge your efforts. Celebrate your wins, even the small ones that maybe only you notice. And this is crucial. Give yourself explicit permission to rest, to recharge.
Your competence is an engine, right?
Yeah.
Needs fuel.
Exactly. You can't run on fumes forever. Needs maintenance.
Okay. And the last strategy.
Finally, 5. Cultivate a support system. And this is beyond just professional peers and mentors.
Personal life.
Yeah. Build that strong personal network. Friends, family, people who get you as a person outside of your job title. They provide that emotional grounding you need to balance the professional pressure.
Don't be afraid to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. Share your struggles. Real strength isn't pretending to be invincible all the time. It's knowing your limits and seeking real support. It's about having that robust network, professionally and personally, a safety net, a sanding board.
Look, being highly competent, it really is an incredible gift. No doubt about it. You solve problems, you innovate, you make things happen.
Yeah.
But like any really powerful tool, a precision instrument, a high-performance engine, you got to handle it carefully.
Right.
By understanding these potential downsides, that hidden burden, the isolation, the risk of burnout, you get empowered. You can actually develop strategies to protect yourself, sustain your energy.
And truly harness those abilities for success and fulfillment, sustainable success.
Exactly.
Don't let your greatest strength become your silent struggle. That's the real takeaway here, I think.
That is a powerful thought to leave you with. If this deep dive resonated, if you're someone who's felt these challenges, we really want to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Please take a second, like, share, subscribe to the Next Game Playbook channel. It really helps us reach more people like you, build this community.
And you can find the full article, The Dark Side of Being Too Competent, plus lots of other stuff over on our website, nextgameplaybook.com. It's a great place to explore these ideas further.
Absolutely. And share your thoughts in the comments there or on the channel. Your strategies, your experiences. They could genuinely help someone else navigate this. Let's build that network of thinkers.
And while you're on the site, definitely subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get updates on new articles, future deep dives like this one.
Yeah, and you might find related episodes or posts on similar topics, productivity, leadership, personal growth, lots to explore.
New episodes of Next Game Playbook drop every week,
bringing you those stratagems, insights, and tools to help creators, brands, and thinkers win the next big move. We'll be back soon with another deep dive.
Until then,
stay smart, stay strategic, and keep winning.